I'm Chris Shattuck, and this is How to Work with Drupal Theme Settings. In this chapter, we're going to talk about theme settings and how to add new theme settings to our theme. In this chapter, we're going to be talking exclusively about theme settings. In previous videos, we discussed how to add a theme setting through your themesettings.php file, and we looked at how to set a default for those settings. In this chapter, we're going to expand that a bit and add our own theme setting and talk about that in detail, but we're also going to go over the default theme settings for a Drupal site, what they all mean, and how theme settings cascade from the global settings into the theme-specific settings, and how to make sure that you understand which theme settings are being used in a particular situation. Finally, what we'll do is go over the color module and how to integrate color settings in with your theme. Let's begin by looking at the theme settings available to us both globally and specifically for each theme. Now, what I've done is gone to the Appearance page by clicking on the Appearance link in the menu, and I've enabled the Bartik theme as our default theme. So you see here that Bartik 7.0 is the default theme. Now, we have two themes going on right now. In the front end, we're using Bartik, but then in the back end, I'm going to scroll down here to the very bottom. We have our administration theme set to 7. Now, this is just the Drupal default setting. We have 7 as the administration theme and Bartik as the front end theme. By having separate themes for the administration side and the front end side, it enables us to clean up the interface or optimize the interface for particular situations. For example, in the administration theme, we don't necessarily need the same kind of branding, and so if we scroll up to the top, you see that we don't actually have a logo appearing here. Whereas if we go to the home page, and what I'm going to do is go ahead and open up the home page in a new tab. On the home page, we do have a logo, and that makes sense for the front end of our site. So as we make changes to the settings, it's important to understand this delineation that we may be making changes to one theme, but not to another. Okay, I'm going to jump back to the administration page for our themes, and let's go ahead and look at the global settings available to us. And I'm going to get there by going to this Settings tab on the Appearance page. Okay, let's look at this top section here called Toggle Display. This is a set of checkboxes that allow us to turn specific elements of a page on and off. And a lot of them are straightforward, but a couple of them could do with a little bit of explanation. The logo is, of course, the logo for our site that appears in the upper left-hand corner of the page in most cases. The site name is the heading that appears to the right of that logo as we look at the Bartik theme. Let's go ahead and jump to that page so we can see it in action. Right here is where our site name is being displayed, and here is our logo. Now, if you're working with a different theme, then these might be in different locations. Okay, I'm going to jump back to the settings page. The site slogan will typically appear under the heading, and it's just an explanation, maybe a tagline for your company or your organization. Let's go ahead and jump to the home page and look at that. This would be the site slogan right here, and it's appearing underneath the title or the site name. I'm going to jump back to the settings again. User pictures and posts. Now this toggles on or off the display of an avatar that a user can upload for their account inside of the actual node content. So if we look at the next setting, it says user pictures and comments, which is separate. So when we turn this on or off for posts, this is at the node level. And then if we wanted to adjust it for the comment level, we would do so by toggling this on or off, user pictures and comments. Let's go ahead and look at how these display inside of the Bartik theme. I'm going to jump back to the home page, and I'm going to scroll down. What I've done is created a list of dummy content that we've used for some of the previous videos using the Devel Generate module. And now here's a piece of content that was created by admin, which is the name of my user. And you see my picture here, which I uploaded as the avatar for my account. If we go ahead and click on this link to go to the node page, we'll see how this user picture is displayed here. It's simply a small miniature icon for the node. And this may display differently depending on the theme that you're using, of course. Now, when it comes to comments, let's go ahead and scroll down this page here. If we're looking at a comment where a user has uploaded an avatar or a user picture, then it will display here in the left-hand side and kind of give a more personal feel to the post. If we scroll down, we'll see that for posts that don't have a user picture associated with them, that just nothing displays. Okay, I'm going to jump back to the settings page. So we were right here. Let's look at this next one. User verification status and comments. Now I'm going to jump back to the comments that we were just looking at for the node so we can see what this looks like here. Now if we look at this devel generate, this is the name of the user that was created through the devel generate module. And we see here that this is not verified, which means that this post was created by a user who hasn't verified their email address yet. So it means that even though they have an account, they aren't necessarily a legitimate user, and this could be an indicator as to whether this post is valid or if it's spam. So we may or may not want to display that information in the comments, and we can toggle that. I'm jumping back to the settings page. We can toggle that here, user verification status and comments.